Hello children, in our last video we were doing chapter number 6 spectra, in which we studied the properties of the electromagnetic radiations. So I'll continue because some radiations were left, and if I get time I will start the next chapter also, that means sound chapter. Children, I'll continue the properties of infrared radiations, which are the radiations with wavelength between 8000 angstrom to 10 to the power 7 angstrom. These rays can be detected by black and tan thermometer, as I told you in my last video, and also by thermopile. And only rock salt prism can form its spectrum because these radiations are absorbed by the glass prism. So we cannot obtain the spectrum by infrared by ordinary glass prism. And what are the sources? We get infrared radiation from all the heated bodies like heated iron ball, flame, fires, sun. So these are the sources of infrared radiations, and the properties are almost the same, the properties exhibited by the electromagnetic radiations. They travel in straight line with a speed of 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second in air or vacuum. They obey the laws of reflection and refraction. And we can collect the infrared radiations and burn the paper in a burning glass. That we studied in convex lens. If we use a convex lens and we collect the sun rays and we keep a paper behind it, if the lens, then the paper starts charring. So these are the heating effects of infrared radiations which cause the paper to char. Now they do not affect ordinary photographic ray, but a specially treated photographic film is affected by the infrared radiations, and they are scattered very less because of the long wavelength. Now children, scattering is inversely proportional to the wavelength. Since the wavelength is very long, so they are the least scattered in comparison to the other electromagnetic radiations. So that is why they are used in many uses like photography, signals during the war, in remote controls, etc. So the uses of infrared radiations are therapeutic purposes. It is used for therapeutic purposes by doctors. Therapeutic purposes means heating the swollen parts of the patient. It is used for heating purpose. And as I have told you, since these radiations are scattered less, so they are used for photography at night and in mist and fog also. And they are used as signals during the war because they can travel through very far away distance because they are not absorbed much in the medium. And they are also used in remote control of television and other gadgets. Next are the microwaves. They have wavelength in the range of 10 to the power 7 angstrom to 10 to the power 11 angstrom. And they are produced by electronic devices such as crystal oscillators. These radiations are used for satellite communication, for the analysis of atomic and molecular structure, and also they are used for cooking in microwave ovens, and they are also used in radar communication. The space communication is the radar communication. Similarly, the radio waves are very much similar to microwaves only, but they have wavelength above 10 to the power 11 angstrom. This is the maximum wavelength. And properties are almost the same that are exhibited by all the electromagnetic radiations. And radio waves are mostly used in radar communication and in radio and television transmission. So children, I hope you understood all the properties of these electromagnetic radiations and their uses as well. Now children, we'll start chapter number 7, that is sound. Children, I am very quick because we have to cover the syllabus and this chapter is also coming in your half-yearly examination. So let us start the chapter sound. Now in junior classes you have studied what is sound. Sound is a kind of energy which causes the sensation of hearing in your ears. And how is sound produced? Sound is produced when a body vibrates, and it reaches us through the vibrations of the particles of the surrounding medium. The sound requires a medium for propagation. When a body vibrates, it causes vibrations in the particles of the surrounding medium which travel in the form of waves with certain speed depending on the density and elasticity of the medium. And when these vibrations reach our ear, the sound is heard. But our ears are sensitive only to a limited range of frequency, which is called the audible range. That means a normal human ear can hear only of frequencies between 20 Hz to 20,000 Hz. But this sensitivity also depends on age. Like when we grow older, then the sensitivity of our ears falls for both the low and high frequencies. Now the sound of frequency above 20,000 are called ultrasonic sound, and the sounds of frequency below 20 Hz are called infrasonic sound. So audible range of frequency is 20 Hz to 20,000 Hz. Here Hertz is the SI unit of frequency. Now ultrasonic and infrasonic sounds are inaudible to human beings, but they are audible to some animals. Now when sound travels in a medium, the maximum displacement of the particle of the medium on either side of its mean position is called the amplitude. Suppose this is the wave. So this maximum displacement, suppose this is the mean position. This maximum displacement on either side, that is called the amplitude. It is represented by the small letter a, and the SI unit of amplitude is meter. Now next is time period. The time taken by the particle of the medium to complete its one vibration is called the time period. That means time taken from here to here. For one vibration, that is called the time period, and the SI unit of time period is second. Now the number of vibrations made by the particles of the medium in 1 second, that is called the frequency, and the SI unit of frequency is Hertz. Now the distance travelled by the wave in one time period is called one wavelength, and it is represented by the letter lambda, and the SI unit of wavelength is also meter because it is also the distance. So this is called one wavelength. This distance travelled by the wave in one time period, this is called one wavelength. Also, if I draw one more wave, this distance, that is also called one wavelength. Similarly, this is also called one wavelength. And the distance travelled by the wave in 1 second, that is called the velocity of the wave. And the velocity, frequency and wavelength are related at V equals to F lambda. And how frequency time period related? Frequency equals to 1 upon T. Because T is the time taken to complete one vibration, and frequency is the number of vibrations completed in 1 second. So F becomes 1 upon T, or T becomes 1 upon F. Now, you know the sound necessarily requires a medium for propagation, and the transfer of energy by the waves is through the vibrations of the medium particles about their mean position. These are vibrations of the medium particle through which the sound is travelling. So when the medium particles vibrate, there is a change of kinetic into potential energy and vice versa. And the sound waves also called the elastic or mechanical waves. So the mechanical waves are the waves which necessarily require a medium to travel. They cannot travel through vacuum. And mechanical waves are also two kinds, longitudinal and transverse wave. Longitudinal waves are the waves which are formed by compressions and rarefaction. This region of higher density is called the compression, and the region of lower density is called rarefaction. This type of wave is called a longitudinal wave, and this type of wave is called a transverse wave, where the highest, topmost point is called the crest and the lowermost point is called the trough. So mechanical wave can travel as longitudinal as well as transverse waves. But transverse waves are found only in those media which possess rigidity, and that is why travel only in solids and on the surface of the liquids. While the longitudinal waves can travel in solid, liquid as well as in gas. Now the sound waves differ from the electromagnetic waves which we have done in the previous chapter. What are the differences? The electromagnetic waves were the waves which can travel through vacuum, while the sound waves are the waves which require a material medium for propagation. They cannot travel through vacuum. And the examples of electromagnetic waves are light waves, X-rays, gamma rays, and the sound waves are the mechanical waves. One more very important reference, the speed of light is very high, that is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second in air or vacuum, but the speed of sound is low. It is approximately 330 meter per second in air. And one more point, the wavelength of light waves is very small, but the wavelength of sound waves are very large in the range of 10 to the power minus 2 meters to 10 meters. And the light waves are transverse waves and the sound waves are the longitudinal waves. So these are the main differences between the light waves and the sound waves. So children, this is all for today.